Hello everybody, 256Pi here. And, yeah, let's start the third Q&A. Apologies in advance to all the people I didn't answer the questions of. Some I didn't really feel like answering, and, there were a lot of repeat questions too. But let's just get right into it. So, first of all, we got quite a few people asking me about my inspirations and stuff. For instance, let's start with Nintendo64, this cool guy. He asked me, who would you say are your biggest stylistic inspirations for YTP, and how would you say they influenced your videos? The person who first inspired me to make, like, animated Rosen YTPs was DylanCliff111. He made this video called Michael Rosen and the Time Machine. I think it was his entry to the 67th birthday collab. And, like, I had seen videos kind of like this before, like with Alarm Copter and MechaWiki91, W7G876. He did the original 6 o'clock nose before I did it. I copied off of his video when I made that. But when I saw DylanCliff's video, I thought, hey, maybe this is something I could actually do. Other inspiration-related questions. MJWiggles96 asked what influenced me to start making YTPs and do I still enjoy it now? Basically, I was watching a lot of CDI videos at the time, like especially people like SSBM Expert, and I wanted to make videos like that, and yeah. And I do still enjoy it now, like otherwise why would I even keep this channel up? Maximus Gamer asked who inspired me to make YTPs? Pretty much the whole community, I guess. I like all their other videos too, I watch them, I get inspired by them. They all cool. Dino Noob asked what made me want to do story-based stuff, and what introduced me to animated YTPs. I already mentioned what introduced me to animated YTPs. What made me want to do story-based stuff? Mainly the Plums Joker and Captain Plums. Because they had, like, kind of ongoing stories with their YTPs, and I kind of wanted to do something like that too. I didn't expect it to be as elaborate as it turned out being, but I'd say it's pretty cool that it got to this point. Mickey525 and also GameFan6219 asked, will you ever make a video showing how you make your YTPs? I already did. I did make a tutorial about how to animate Michael Rosen. I will put the link in the description. You can go over there and watch it. Rune Master asked, are you answering no to this question? Am I? Fafnesor asked the question, how do you come up with so many ideas for YTP stories? How do I come up with ideas? They just happen, I guess. Yeah, I can't really explain where I get my ideas. They just kind of come randomly. There's an easy YTP joke for all those watching this one. And an easier question, where do you get all your backgrounds? It's either Google Images or, there was also this big pack of visual novel backgrounds that I downloaded, like, back when I was a semi-regular member of Ace Attorney Online. And, I'll link that in the description too, because why the heck not? Skywire asked, what is the meaning of life? I think it's 42. Zafnok asked, is it good? Yes, it is very good. SKS2002 asked, are you a fan of The Prodigy? Yes, I am a fan of The Prodigy. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. Kieran Rolf asked, is there anything you do on YouTube besides YTP and Q&A? Well, yes. Well, obviously I have my review show, The Wonky Angle, where I talk about electronic music. I have my music channel, 256Pi Music. And I also used to have an animation channel, Wario is Great. I mean, that channel's still up, but I don't really use it anymore. However, I do still keep up the related webcomic. Craig D asked the question, where are more Mitchell Rosen YTPs? I don't know, where are they? They take a while. Mario Kart Pro 1000 asked the question, what do you think is one of your best YTPs that you've made in the past? Best one's probably Lollipop Lady Round 3, but I do like all the King and Friends randomness videos. I put a ton of effort into those. And he also asked, are you considering branching out and using more sources other than Rosen? I might. I might not. I might branch out. I have used other sources in the past, but we'll just see what happens. I have no idea. Uber Games asked the question, favorite YTP from another YouTuber? Oh dear. I like Guy Buchan's The King's Epic Adventure. I don't think that really counts, because that's like 9 videos. If we're just talking about single videos and like a Rosen YTP, it'd probably be the Plums Joker's Tomato 3. That one's still classic even after all these years. Alex asked, do eggs? Do they? I don't know. And she also asked, how does it feel to be probably one of the most looked up people in Rosen YTP? Very strange, can I just say that? Because I look up to, like, everyone else in the community. I think everybody makes a lot of great videos, and I just do what I do. I'm glad that people do, though. I like making animated YTPs because I enjoy watching them, too. And seeing other people inspired by me to also make animated YTPs is pretty awesome too. So then we got a whole bunch of questions about the possibility of me meeting Michael Rosen. Thoth the Mighty asked how quickly would I kill myself if I had to watch all my videos next to Michael Rosen. FTW Gaming asked would I interview Michael Rosen and discuss music with him and film it. Feet Killer 97 asked would I ever be able to confront Michael Rosen and talk to him about my YTPs, etc, etc, and also if I like to eat plums. No, I don't. Me But You YT asked, would I rather meet Michael or Tim? Look, the answer to all of this is I would not meet Michael Rosen and talk about YTPs if I were given the chance. I think it would be pretty awkward, not to the point of killing myself, but I don't really know what I would say to him. I think he'd be extremely weirded out by them. I also would not discuss music with him, because I don't think Michael is really much of a music person.
Well, there's only 2 that I absolutely know for sure.
It's 2 more than me.
Did you really not know any on that board?
Not a single one, then.
Yeah, I don't think a music discussion would go very far with him. Meeting Tim, I guess, would be cool, like, getting to see, like, his toy collection and all that stuff. Dookie51 asked Tomato Syrup. That's not a question, you Mambo Pally asked the question, fiddle your fiddle or faddle your riddle? I like fiddles. Be like me. Be smart. Fiddle. Why am I pointing at you? Nick Lomonti asked the question, what are your plans in the future in real life? I guess I hope to maybe someday become like a professional film editor. I'm studying in college right now to become one. Devin Stewart, or Patches Bennett, asked the question, do I listen to Tame Impala? I know who they are, but no, I don't actually listen to them. I've been meaning to check them out, and have I ever smoked pot? No, because that would be illegal, you know. Next is Zymantas Venislovas. Do I play video games? Yes. I don't play them often, but yes. And which one is my favorite? I think my favorite game of all time is Super Mario 64 DS. I used to play it all the time, just started over for the sake of it, even though I only, like, actually finished it 100% like last year or something. Dead Hoof of Wind asked, I recall seeing some Ace Attorney references in a few of your videos. Are you a big fan of the Ace Attorney series? Yes. I am a very big fan of the Ace Attorney series. Favorite game in the series is probably Justice for All. I'd have a hard time deciding. And favorite character? Well, obviously they're all great, but my favorite one's probably Maya. Smash Bros 2009. What are your thoughts on Ace Attorney 6, or Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, and the recent Ace Attorney anime? Ace Attorney 6? I'm excited for it. I'm trying to avoid looking in too deep because I want to avoid spoilers. And as for the anime, I am watching the anime with my brother. It feels really rushed, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. Gaming Man asked, what trend do you think is the most annoying on Vine or YouTube, etc.? I do not really care about Vine, but they did make that Hit the Quan song a hit last year, so I guess it'd be that. Electric Beats asked the question, do I like hentai porn? No, I don't watch hentai. Solar Flare, what is my favorite animation movie? Probably Toy Story. Kaboom Kids asked the question, if I had to choose a favorite sitcom, what would it be and why? I don't really watch a lot of sitcoms, to be honest. Really the only one that comes to mind is The Simpsons. They're not as good now, obviously. I think they're okay now, and they're not terrible, but I'd say seasons 2 through 10 is when they were, like, really great. Free Shit asked the question, what are your favorite video games? Well, I already mentioned Super Mario 64 and the Ace Attorney series. Other examples, Professor Layton, anything involving Wario, so like WarioWare, Wario Land, Matt Skutnik games like Submachine and Daymare Town, and all those others. Oh, and Art Style on DSiWare and WiiWare. That's pretty much all I can think of off the top of my head. Corbin Garber asked the question, what is your favorite citrus spread? This is totally not a leading question at all. Lemon spread. No, actually, it's marmalade!
It's almost impossible to avoid.
River Wrist asked the question, what are your favorite YouTube channels that aren't poopers? I subscribe to a lot of music reviewers like Needle Drop, Spectrum Pulse, ARTV, Todd in the Shadows, Rap Critic. Other examples, I guess, H3H3, Last Week Tonight, Glass Reflection, Dead End Hip Hop, Phantom Strider, Pogo. Other musicians like Square Pusher and Orbital and BT. Gmodders like El Toro 64 RUS and the Tiger 42. But yeah, those. What is more difficult to do in your opinion, a good YT PMV or a good YTP? I would say YTPs definitely take longer than YT PMVs, but they're much more fun to make. YT PMVs can be done fairly quickly, but I get like nothing out of them, especially when they're just standalone. Maximus Gamer also asked, do you think you might announce any more collabs in the future? No. No, definitely not. The thing about collabs is that they are a really big time investment, and the outcome isn't always something that I'm totally happy with. Mark Sabine and Friends collab, for instance, I think was good. It wasn't great or anything, though. Christopher Renlund, Stoffan2000 asked, why do I make YTPs? Because they're fun. Why else? Dano Tech asked, if Movie Maker was a person or a thing, what would you say to it? Something like this, maybe? Alternative Night asked, have you actually thought about anything new for your content? Yeah, I guess. I have a good idea as to where I'm going with the Rosen Family Chronicles next. I have a couple of episodes planned out, though obviously not scripted. If you mean like new, fresh stuff that is unlike anything I've ever done before, then the answer's no, not really, but yeah. Marcus Lauer asked the question, who are your favorite bands and artists? Anyone who's known me for a long enough time knows that my favorite band, as shown on my t-shirt, is Orbital. Other bands that I like, Sounds from the Ground, BT, Air, Hybrid, Alan Parsons Project, The Orb, Nightmares on Wax, a lot of different artists. The list goes on and on. I talk about a lot of this kind of stuff on my review channel, Wonky Angle, if you want to go check that out. Tim Moore asked, second favorite artist in the world of electronic music? Obviously this is coming from somebody who knows my number one already, but think my second favorite is Sounds from the Ground. I'm not totally sure, there's obviously quite a bit of competition, but Sounds from the Ground is a band that I've been listening to for years. They don't have a single bad album out of 14 or something. They just keep getting better and better with repeat listens, even though not many of them super blew me away right from the outset. Yeah, Sounds from the Ground's probably my number 2. There's another easy YTP joke, guys. Rachel Moon asked the question, what is the worst YTP I've ever seen? Oh, dear. I seem to recall there was one video where somebody took somebody else's YTP, played it on their computer, took out a video camera, and shot a video of someone else's YTP playing on their computer, and tried passing that off as a YTP. I am not going to link that. Electro Wizard asked the question, do I like dubstep? I like it. Yeah, I don't love it. This isn't a genre that I'm super obsessed with or anything. I do like it though. And if so, who's your favorite artist? Straight dubstep, probably Knife Party. Okay, then we get a whole bunch of questions regarding things to come in the Rosen Family Chronicles. Brinley Martin asked, can you do more Don't Be Cheeky, and can Older Rosen be in some? Maybe. Don't Be Cheeky's not going anywhere, by the way. I've said before I don't want to do any more Hackney's Got Talent or What's This Year, mainly because I don't really have anything more to do with them, but I still see potential in Don't Be Cheeky. That one's not going anywhere. Ed Miliband asked the question, do I plan to introduce more characters to my series, as in from Rosen's latest videos? Maybe. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with those new videos yet. UJ Gaming asked, will Lollipop Lady and or Joanna Schramm return? Maybe. M. Crudude asked, would I consider doing another Rosen Family Chronicles adventure with several chapters similar to the Lollipop Saga? I can definitively answer yes to this one. That is what I plan to do with Season 4 of the Rosen Family Chronicles. For those of you who don't know what that means, you can check out the wiki for Rosen Family Chronicles, 256Pi-trfc.wikia.com. And I separated the Rosen Family Chronicles into 3 seasons so far. Season 3's not done. I need to do the last episode, and that last episode's probably going to be pretty big. But yes, I do plan on making more story YTPs in the same vein as Rhea Rosen and Royal Snatch in the future, because I've always wanted to go back to doing those. I just didn't because of story reasons. And Rayson Williams asked, have I considered making another spin-off episode with Brian? I could totally do that, yep. First Aid Games asked, what is my favorite Rosen character to poop? Gotta be Older Rosen. And least favorite? I don't have a least favorite. They're all fun. When's Abdul coming back? I don't know. We'll see. Red Sonic 704 asked, do I ever do any gameplay videos? And no. YouTube has plenty of those. We don't need me doing it as well. To Be Dude asks question, how long does it take for you to make a YTP? It varies greatly. Can be anywhere from a day or an afternoon to, in the case of Lollipop Lady Round 3, that took 8 months. Of course, a big part of that was kind of just waiting for the Plums Joker to finish his part, but I did spend quite a bit of time in between there, making sure every little detail was perfect, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to screw that one up. ALW95 asked, do I have a certain style for my YTPs? In terms of making them, not really. I just go into them and see what happens, I guess. Sometimes I script them, sometimes I don't. Favorite film? Probably Toy Story. Josh Thompson asked the question, when did you start making music? I started making music in 2005. When I was in 3rd grade, that is. So, yeah, I've been doing that for a really long time. Powerpuff Boy 1998 asked the question, what is your favorite cartoon? Depends. If you mean anime, probably Cowboy Bebop. If you mean as in Western animation, it's either Avatar or Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. A little more inclined towards the latter. He also asked, is Older Rosen dreaming about chocolate cake still? Kastriot Krasniki asked the question, are you dat boy? No, this is dat boy. Get it right, please. Roy McGeeters asked the question, what is a source you've always wanted to use but for some reason or another never have? I can't really think of, I'm not really the kind of YTPer that, goes out of his way to find news sources to YTP. I just stick to the same old tried and true stuff. I guess I would like to maybe do a YTP of some of the music critics I watch, but, Favorite movie soundtrack? It's either between Herbie Hancock's Death Wish or Lalo Schifrin's Bullet soundtrack. I don't think I could actually pick between those two, though. And favorite dead YTP source? I don't think YTP sources ever actually die, per se. There's always going to be people using Michael Rosen, no matter how uncool it is these days to still be using him. I still use CDI. I mean, if the YTP source is dead to me, then I don't like it, and there's no chance in hell I'm gonna YTP it, so why would I ever choose a favorite? Well, I guess since we're on that topic, Sinister Toaster asked the question, do you think Michael Rosen is becoming or has long since been an outdated source? I don't think he's dead, but yes, he is outdated. But he also asked if so, what should I move on to? Should I run out of inspiration? Whatever you like, dude. I don't really have... I mean, you're talking to some guy who still makes Rosen YTPs in 2016, even when most of his old friends who got him into doing this don't really do it anymore either. That's up to you, man. You're not asking the right guy for this kind of question, to be honest. Common Sense asked the question, which YTPers do you feel are underrated or overrated? Well, a lot of YTPers are underrated. Here's a list. And as for overrated ones, there really are not that many overrated YTPers. Really the only two that even come to mind are, I guess... I'm not a huge fan of Emperor Lemon or CS188, but that's about it. And on that topic, Levy Counter asked the question, if the god of YTP CS188 said he liked your YTPs, what would you do or say? I would say, I'm honored, man, thanks. And Darth Vader 21 asked the question, what is your favorite Emperor Lemon videos? Really the only one that I can think of off the top of my head was The Incredibles. That is his most popular one or something. I thought that one was pretty funny. I haven't really gone into watching all his videos or anything. I've seen a couple of other ones. I don't think he's that great, but just my opinion. If you like him, that's fine. Steam Shuffle Studios asked a whole bunch of Rosenism-related questions that I don't really have the patience to answer, but I'll answer the question, Rosen, Yellow Shirt Rosen, Older Rosen, Uncle Gob Rosen, or Blue Shirt Rosen. Gotta be Older Rosen, come on. It's me, RBN, asked the question, if you could go back in time and change one thing about your YTP career, what would it be? If there's nothing you want to change, that's excellent. There is nothing I would want to change. I'm pretty happy with how I am now. Super Kawaii Duck 7 asked the question, have any of your family ever watched your YTPs? Yes. My dad has watched Shakespearean Michael and the Royal Snatch, that I know for sure. He did say he liked them, and my brothers, I guess, also watch my YTPs on a semi-regular basis too. I don't think I've really ever shown my mom them. Though everyone in my family is aware that I make YTPs though, so. Poops for the World asked the question, how are you right at this very moment recording this? Kinda tired, but pretty good. Beaver Thingify asked the question, will you marry me? No. Jacob Drust asked the question, are you a sad boy? I know these people are. Glitchy Shadow 13, in a zombie apocalypse scenario, where would you hide, who will accompany you, and what useful items will you have there? In a zombie apocalypse scenario, I would die. Probably before I got the chance to actually think about those things, so yeah. Graduator 14 asked the question, would you ever collaborate with Root Negative 16? As First Aid Games pointed out, I actually did before. She did a part of Michael Rosen vs. the Lollipop Lady Round 2, but would I do it right now? Or I don't think so, probably not. Mainly because our YTP styles are just so different. She specializes in videos that don't make sense, and I don't think it would work as well nowadays as it did back then, because she was still a newcomer at the time. So, probably not, but I don't know. Nick Hansen asked the question, how do you make an object break into pieces like glass? I've never been able to figure it out. I use, like in Rio Rosen, for instance, I used, like a new blue effects transition. I will have to look up which one exactly that was. Captain Kamaz asked the question, can you say 6,000 sausages? There's another easy YTP joke for all of you. Vor Cannibal asked the question, did you get any Anya? I cannot think of a response to this one. James Marshall asked the question, favorite non-electronic albums? Here's a list. Ryan LF999 asked the question, are the dumb copyright issues resolved? Yes, they are. At least for now. I mean, I do still get claims on 256Pi music on a regular basis, but they actually have been slowing down, kind of. So, I think it's going pretty well. Bend the dick, come and bitch. There's another easy white TP joke for you guys. On a scale of drink to forget to baby bottom perfect, how satisfied are you with your life? Is there anything you would change? It's not baby bottom perfect, but I'm satisfied enough with my life. Elvira June 67 asked the question, can I make a South Park / CDI crossover in the next King and Friends randomness? No. This is why. It's, like, first of all, I haven't really watched any South Park. Now, I do plan on watching South Park, so it's not, like, because I'm not interested in it. But, the main reason is because Fox is really strict on copyright with their shows. So, yeah, you know, like how Baconated Grapefruits gets her King of the Hills YTP regularly taken down and stuff. I don't want to deal with that stuff, so not gonna happen. Sorry. Fame for Sale asked the question, if aliens take over fish, what should I do to stay alive? Marmalade. If you found yourself trapped in an underground Egyptian chamber, how would you escape if you only had a revolver and pen to help you? I forgot to mention that the chamber is filled with transvestite scorpions and radioactive monkeys. No. Is YTP dying? No, it is not dying. Hack asked the question, how do you think your poops would change if you used After Effects? They probably wouldn't look as good, because I have no idea how to use After Effects. Will there be another YTP-MV request project in the future? I wouldn't count on it, but I guess it is possible. I believe I mentioned earlier that YTP-MVs are not nearly as fun to me as they used to be. I guess another one is a possibility. Mr. Sean Wee asked the question, would you make a YTP movie series with parts starting from 1? Please answer me, 256Pi! You do know that I can't just make YTP stories like that, right? I mean, they take a lot of time to make. I mentioned Lollipop Lady Round 3 took me 8 months to make. Something the length of a movie, let alone multiple movies, would be way too freaking much. So, I don't think I could do that much. I'd get bored too quickly, and it'd take too long. Valo Zero Advent asked the question, what's your MBTI type? You know, the 4-letter code, for instance, INFP, that you get upon getting an MBTI survey. Actually, that is it on the nose, INFP. Rosen 666 asked the question, if you had enough of an audience, would you make a DVD/Blu-ray? No, because making money on this series I think would be illegal. You know. Tea, coffee, or hot chocolate? It is between those last two. Leaning a little more towards hot chocolate. Opinion on Vaporwave and Nightcore? I haven't listened to any Nightcore yet, so I have no opinion formed. But the Vaporwave that I have checked out is cool. How do I green screen CDI? I use GIFs, I don't use green screens. I'll link the GIFs into the description. Philip Ryback asked the question, can you involve a clip from Tim in your video? Nah. Dekez Flesh asks the question, how much snus could a Nerd 101 asked the question, are you a fan of Undertale? Not really. I kind of was oversaturated by the game, I think. Both my brothers are big fans of the game, as well as I did kind of follow a friend of mine on Twitter who at one point posted fan art of it every day. Oh yeah, and I think I might have also gotten spoiled in some areas. I don't want a confirmation on that, though. I have heard nothing but good things about this game, though, so I guess it is something for me to check out in the future, but as for right now, I don't think I could call myself a fan. Zachary Gaming asked the question, what is your favorite YouTube pooper besides yourself? All of them. 21 Seuss asked the question, does Old Rosen teleport by magic? I don't know. Do you, Old Rosen?
I don't know. And I say, would you? Look at your eyebrows. How did the top of the toothpaste get in the whole of the rest of the shaving chocolate?
I don't know. Axel asked the question, is Michael and Brian cousins with Older Rosen?
Yes.
Harry Jones asked the question, what is your favorite YTPMV? That would be Sky Rosen's Road 8 by THR33. I will link that in the description. Kim asked, I'm gonna do the second one first, what was your first impression of me? Thought you were a pretty cool guy. I like your YTPMVs. The last question. Will you ever stop making YTP as a whole? Also, Prolific8 asked the question, will you stop making YTP in the future and focus on real life stuff like music reviews? Music reviews I don't think count as real life stuff, but anyway, the answer is probably not. At least not officially. There's going to be, there is going to be like an ending to the Rosen Family Chronicles that I have planned in mind at the end of Season 4, but I figure even when that's all done, I probably will still keep it alive, making small episodes like the ones I've been making recently every now and then. This is the only project that I've ever done that has had an audience this big. I have more than 5,000 people watching my videos, and that is crazy. That's why I don't feel right ever letting go of this channel. Probably gonna get to the point where I slow down a ton, but I don't think I'm ever gonna straight quit. But that's all the questions I have. Thanks for your questions. Sorry about not answering all of them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all for today. See you next time. My camera is out of memory.